Bruh, thank you for coming on Heritage Hip Hop.
No doubt.
This was a great interview. You know why? Because when I first met you, I just seen you as somebody who had skill. Mm-hmm. But getting to understand and getting to know you a little something, my respect for you grows phenomenally. Because it's not about you being real, it's about you being truthful.
Right.
So, for everybody out there to get a part of that truth, tell me your social media and how they can get in touch with you.
Yeah, man. Hey, it's been an honor, Heritage Hip Hop. This shit has been dope as hell. To everybody out there that's fucking with my vibe, at the cause TCK on all social media. I made it real easy for y'all. Again, at THECAUSE TCK on everything. So get at me, man. Holla. Release party out now.
Oh, we gonna get there. And we gonna get there. And this is the time where, as you see in my interviews, I don't like to ask the same questions. Mm-hmm. I don't ask fluff questions. Right. I don't really care what you know about Cardi B or Jacquees being the king of R&B. I really don't care. What I care about is your talent, your product, and the viewer know who you are, so they can go check you out as well.
Right.
So we have the release party out right now.
Yes, sir.
On all social media?
Yeah.
Okay. And let's let the people get a taste of who the cause really is.
All right.
Are you ready to go?
Let's do it.
Who's the most influential artist to you in hip-hop?
To me as an artist?
Meaning, it doesn't have to be an MC. Okay. Hip-hop in general.
Okay.
So what artist influenced you the most?
I would say Kanye West.
Talk to me how.
Well, when he first came out, I was like 13, and my favorite artist was 50.
Okay.
And I just related more to what he was saying, Kanye. And, you know, with him being a producer, I think it really taught me, listening to him growing up, how to produce good songs, how to not just, you know, have, you know, a dope rap on a beat, like how to really produce songs, how to collaborate with people the right way, how to pull the best out of myself and other people, and just how to be myself, because he was somebody growing up that not only did I, you know, I feel like the reason why I say him too is because I feel like, in my opinion, he probably has the best catalog in hip-hop music, along with people like Outkast, The Roots. Lupe is up there for me, but I don't feel like he has the best catalog. But so I really look at your overall, all your albums, your catalog, how much can I really listen to your music all the time? How good is it that I want to keep playing it? And, you know, just how much good music had you put out, no pun intended. So that really did a lot for me, just as far as me getting out there and just like on a mind state of like, yo, fuck what people think. Like, be positive, don't be an asshole to nobody, but just go out there, do your thing. And for the people that don't like it, it ain't nothing you could do about it. All you could control is what you do. So just be proud of who you are and make sure that even if you make mistakes, even if you fuck up sometimes, make sure that you being the best you could be, and make sure that you telling your truth.
All right. What's the best hip-hop beat of all time? Meaning, the MC that spit on it wasn't on it and you came out with it first.
Oh, man. I know one beat that comes to mind is Mass Appeal.
Ooh!
I mean,
classic.
The best beat, that's the one that's coming to my mind, so I might say that one for now. But okay. I might come with some more other shit later.
Okay, Mass Appeal's a classic though.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. As the job of an MC is to give a message on a song and to put his all into it, so when people go, wow, he did that, and they walk away satisfied with what you give it. But sometimes there are people who can get on a track and steal the show. That's called the guest feature.
Right.
Who has the best guest feature in hip hop history?
Oh man, there's two that come to mind, but I think I got an order for it. I think one, I'm gonna say Busta on Scenario.
Okay.
And two, and these are just what's coming straight into my head without no thought put into it, but two, I would say one that definitely stands out is Freddie Fox on Militia with Gangstar.
That's a classic.
That was one that you hear it and you like, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I need all this guy shit.
Yeah. Bumpy Knuckles is a legend.
Facts.
Yo. He's amazing.
Yeah.
Not enough credit. You don't get enough credit. That's good. Like you the first person ever said that.
Yeah.
So that's good. Okay. The remix is a lost art in hip hop. Where we would take original songs by the hip hop artists and either change the beat or add people to it to make the song have more life or longevity. What's the best remix of all time?
Best remix of all time. See, this is one I'm gonna have to really think about. I mean, obviously, you know, Flavor in Your Ear being like the first and being one of the biggest ones, that's one that come to mind. But if it was like my favorite remix or something, that's deep, man. Cause even like what's the song by P.E. that they had the Pete Rock remix for?
A lot of them. It was Shut 'Em Down. It was Night Train.
I Shut 'Em Down. That's a good one. I mean, that's a hard one, man. That's something I might have to go home and think about that shit. That's something that go deep. Best remix of all time. I think for now, I'm not gonna say the best, but I'm gonna say the probably the most influential, with it being the first and maybe possibly one of the biggest. I'm gonna go with Flavor in Your Ear.
Okay, Flavor in Your Ear. Any verse on there that stood out to you the most?
I mean, I love Biggie, but I feel like a lot of people would say Busta stood out, but I always love Biggie verse the most on there.
Yeah,
classic.
The ashtrays.
Yeah, classic verse.
You know what's funny? When I say that, people usually tend to lean towards only two things: a song with mad people on it, not a change of beat,
right,
or a specific person. Cause I hear Jay-Z and Eminem Renegade and stuff like that, and for feature and remixes like Flavor in Your Ear, Who Shot You and things. So that's very interesting. Here's another question. You're an MC. So crafting an album lyrically is like your dream. Who has the perfect album lyrically to you?
I mean, I would say Illmatic or Ready to Die.
Illmatic and Ready to Die is the most perfect lyrical albums ever.
But actually, it depends how far we going too, because then you was bringing up like Ice Cube before.
On you. Now, not me.
I would say, I think I'll go with Illmatic. But I think Illmatic is probably the most perfect hip hop album, period, as far as like traditionally and historically what hip hop means. And it's been beat to death, but it's deserving of that title. So
I asked you a question. I read an article that said Illmatic is what destroyed hip hop.
Because of all the producers?
Exactly.
Yeah, I seen that article.
So what do you think of that? The birth of the super producer destroyed hip hop.
Everything has its good and bad side. I mean, at the time it was amazing, so I get what they saying like down the line, and I do agree with it to an extent, because obviously it'll be more cohesive if you just have one producer. But like, for instance, my EP release party is 5 different producers. And shout out Rock the Dub, who did an article on me. They was talking about how cohesive it was for it to have 5 different producers. So I feel like it's all about how you do it. It's kind of worse because I'm somebody that I'm an independent artist, so I go in there, I pick the beats myself. But you have people that have somebody that's overlooking the whole project, producers and engineers, and it's still not that cohesive. I mean, you might have one producer and they might fuck it up. So it all depends how you do it. But obviously, going back in time to like the Pete Rock and CL Smooth era, or just like Q-Tip doing all the beats on Tribe, it's a lot of, you know, perfect examples of how good it could be to just work with one sole producer, or maybe even 2 sole producers. So, you know, I don't really have nothing negative to say about that, but I also feel like for the people, like, you know, like Illmatic was cohesive as fuck. So if somebody would have said, yo, such and such did every beat on here, you probably wouldn't have known the difference. And then, I don't know, they might go further with Nas albums and they might say, well, maybe this album wasn't as cohesive as that one, or whatever the case may be. But it's all up to the artist how they want to do their shit. So I feel like either way you could do it if it makes sense to you, because you don't want to limit yourself either to just being like, I can only work with one guy. But either way it makes sense, you got to make sure it's cohesive. So I take, anytime if somebody ever will say my shit wasn't cohesive, I'll take the blame for that over everybody. It's up to me to make sure the shit is dope.
Okay, so then here's my final question, because you brought up a great point, and now, because we said that, the one producer albums are coming back a lot now.
Yeah.
Shout out to Apollo Brown, because the album he did with Joel Ortiz and Sky Zoo and Planet Asia, those are amazing.
Yeah.
Sonically. Even Ninth Wonders produced albums where he does
Shout out
all the beats. And even he doesn't anymore, because now Crisis And the Soul Council do a lot of beats with him.
Yeah.
So here's my final question to you before we get out of here. And we do everything else. Mm-hmm. If you had one producer to work with to craft your perfect album, who would it be? Because I'm going to send this to them, by the way.
If I had to pick one producer out of all producers
to make your
my perfect album.
Yep.
I think I got 3 come to mind, and I'm gonna put it in order. So you know I fuck with Ye, so I would say Ye first.
Okay. Even the new stuff, huh?
Yeah, I still like his production.
Okay. Even though he's stealing beats, like that's really.
I don't know about that. So
the Nas album that he did, those beats on another person's album.
Actually, I did hear about.
Even that cover comes from. It wasn't Planet Asia. Who was it? It was a guy that he took his whole.
Oh yeah, I seen that
and
too.
The cover. I was like, damn, did he do Nas dirty? Like a sabotage? But all right,
and that was. If there ever was an album that he did that people didn't like the production, that might be the only one. But I love Nas, so I still enjoyed it for what it was. But
and they played at the Jets games before the game.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So the next 2, I don't know the exact order, but I will say Organized Noise and DJ Premier.
Wow.
And I might as well just throw Q-Tip at 4.
Wow. Okay, so I gotta pull you back on that one.
Yeah.
Those are 3 different sounds.
Coming in my head too.
These are 3 different sounds.
Yeah.
Cause Kanye he used to be, I don't know what the fuck he doing now. Kanye, when he was on top of his game, was a soul chipmunky sample guy.
Yeah.
And then when what's the one that came out, Dark Fantasy?
Yeah.
That's when he changed. And then
Yeah.
he got a little, sonically was amazing.
Yeah.
And then he started falling off with Yeezus. Then you got Organized Noise, which is smooth.
Yeah.
Cause, what's that album I love? Nobody likes this album but me. Society of Soul.
Oh, that's my shit. Respect. Yeah, that's my shit.
Society of Soul's album is incredible.
Yeah, it's incredible, yeah.
And even when you listen to the Witch Doctor and it's like, their music is just so bluesy.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Like, even when you listen to what's the dopest Outkast song on that first album to me, it was Southern Playlist of Cali Funky Music. The one
right.
Diddy did the video to.
Yeah.
That, Hootie Hoo, like, this stuff is just so bluesy.
Yeah.
And then you said
Premier.
which is sample chop, boom back, heavy, unadulterated, pure hip hop.
Right.
How would you craft your sound to each producer?
Well, with Kanye, it's a little bit more, I guess, vague, because like you said, his style has changed through times. There's different types of production. So off the top of my head, I wouldn't even know exactly what it would be until like we got in the studio and started working. Because then he even got the album with Cudi, the Kid See Ghost joint, which is like very alternative, almost like a rock album in some ways. So with that, it would kind of be like, I would probably just try to, because I'm inspired a lot by his old shit, but I fuck with his new shit too. So it would probably be like a mix in between. With Organized Noise, when I think of that, I think about songs like Mainstream from AT-Aliens. I think about Aquemini. I think about across the board, they just have, like, to me, a limitless sound, something that can cross all genres. While they was able to produce for like TLC and all these different groups, it just goes across so many genres. So when I think of that, I think hip hop, I think funk, I think soul, like you said, blues. So that would be the landscape for that. And when it comes to someone like Primo, that's just like a no-brainer, especially being an East Coast MC. That's like if I had to pick any producer from the 90s or whatever, it would be Primo, because you ain't even got to worry if your shit is going to be perfect. If we talking about doing a perfect album, you'll be like, yo, let's get in there, vibe out. You ain't got shit to worry about. You know the shit going to be 100. So like I would think of beats like I said, Mass Appeal, beats like Above the Clouds, beats, songs and beats like Moment of Truth. That's right up my lane. So that would just go hand in hand. But that would be probably, that would be a super honor to work with any of them. And shout out to producers like Doom. Shout out to Ninth. You know, there's a lot of other great producers out there, Alchemist. that I would work with. So
Stanley Ipkiss.
yeah.
Gonna take the jersey.
Word.
All right, y'all. So look, I pray that y'all love this interview because I loved it, and I'm back here rocking back and forth because my mind just kept going with new questions. And I didn't want to ruin the interview. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to keep it on you, but my mind just kept going and kept going. So everybody out there, look, if you need some good music or you going through something, show them the shirt. Fuck stress. Have a release party. And make sure you get that album, that EP, release party.
Let me show that to them too.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Don't sleep on good music.
Yeah, there it is, everybody. Let's
Got
move
people
in.
that say good music ain't out there, real shit ain't out there. Nah, it's out there.
All right, y'all see that? So we gonna end it right there on the album and say peace. Meditate, hip hop, and the cause. One.
Flow is vicious, so terrific. Go for gold, I go on visits. Travel world while flow on discus. Cold as Christmas with torn meniscus. No one chips is his forward visions. Bipolar opinions with no decisions. I'm reawakening, my soul is risen. I'll reawaken, my soul is risen. So go fund me before I go hungry. Snow sunny, roll 1B. Light it, fly private to the sky, kid, all night it. I'm from New Juke. I was in shit before YouTube. I am Google. You just new food, I can boo-boo. The man is here. The boy is died and ran in fear. The man is died too cause the brand is smeared. Fam is weird.